How do you think the interview went?
Okay, good.
ठीक है. You think you did everything that was required to be done?
I think I was a little below par as far as confidence goes.
No, I guess you're quite confident in whatever you said. Although you didn't know answers to most of the things, you're quite confident. So that is not too much of an issue. ठीक है. Aziz, you want to start?
See, okay. The first thing is there are a few basic questions that you need to have answers to, and you need to think through them a number of times. The first question is, tell us something about yourself. That question will answer or should answer the areas that you want to focus on in your interview. The second thing is, why do I want to do my MBA? And the third thing is, what are the things I'm good at and what are the things I'm bad at? The moment you say that I want to do my masters, whether it is in finance or something else, that means I'm not clear on what my preferences are. The moment you say that I want to do my masters in finance or something else, and you don't say I want to get into management, that means you are looking only at finance. In a scenario where we are already in a global financial crisis, you may not get a finance job after your MBA. You may get it in marketing. What then? So do I have a clear goal, and will I be able to meet that goal once I get into an MBA? These are the two things you need to ask first and foremost. Secondly, if you're saying that I want to do my MBA in finance and you have a purely systems background, starting from your 12th standard onwards, then there has to be a very good reason for it to do. If you say that I'm an average programmer, then again it's negative. If you say that I'm a good programmer, then again it's negative, because why do you want to change your field? So it may be a good idea to say that I want to do a degree in management, and finance and systems are some of the areas that I'm looking at. Because specialization is something that you decide in the second year of MBA. And very few people have clarity as to what they are going to be doing or what they are going to be specializing in. If you look at your biodata is extremely technical. Actuarial science is not an easy subject. Actuarial science involves heavy amount of mathematics. Actuarial science also involves fields of finance. So people who do it, getting into the higher realms of mathematics, getting into finance as well. In India, I think there are less than 200 actuaries as of now. So if you look at quantum computers is extremely technically heavy. And plus you are an engineer, you've been working in technical field for the past 3 years. So from there to go to management, you need to show that I have certain management orientation. If you're looking at this kind of biodata, I would be very happy if you'd applied for a research. And you may have done other things in your college, which will demonstrate your managerial ability. You may have participated in a fest. You may have been an organizing member of some committee. You may have organized some picnic. These demonstrate that you like to be parts of a team, that you like to interact with people. These are the things, these are the areas that you should highlight, and not only the technical portion. That's the first level feedback.
Yeah. And as you said, actual science was a part of some society in the college. So add that. This was as a part of some society. Unless your focus is to drive the entire interview on the technical side. In that case, as Aziza said, you will have to think of a very good bridge from moving from a technical to the finance. Saying that I like programming once, now I don't like it, so I want to go into finance. Logically, in future you may not like finance so much because you don't know what you're getting into, and then you will move out of that. But that is where the question came, that we may give the seat to a deserving candidate and not you. Secondly, there is one area where you really need to work on, which is your self-awareness. Okay. So questions like, what are your 3 strengths, 3 weaknesses? Okay. Please work on them. What are if I ask something to your friends about you, what will they tell them? Actually is a question asking you, what do you think of yourself?
Yes.
You know that, right? Still, perhaps you're not able to articulate it so clearly. Okay, there's some clarity required on that. What are the bad things that perhaps your friends will tell about you? It has to be something which you said yes, the inability to say no. Okay. okay, which is okay. Somewhere I think you needed to be clear. Where do you see yourself 15 years from now, 20 years from now? What is your dream? Work in a good company and grow and all this is fine, Vaibhav. But the panelist is looking at a lot of clarity coming from the person who's sitting on the interview table. Scenario हो ना हो, कुछ सोच रखा है क्या? Do you have something that you've thought of? You may change it after 3 days, 3 months, 3 years, not a problem. But is it something that you're already thinking of? It shows long-term thinking. It shows a person who thinks of what's going to happen. You may be a person who goes with the flow and acts according to situations. That's a great ability to respond to situations. But managers who respond to situations also think of likely scenarios in the future. Okay, so that is what is expected out of you. So try and see if you can work around those areas. Okay, अगर hobby stamp बोल दिया तो सबसे पहले I want to hear the word philately, which means stamp collection. Okay, then there may be some other questions that may keep coming in stamps. So hobby is something which you are very passionate about. मेरे in and out पता होना चाहिए. You also said my hobby is watching cricket. We didn't get into that area, but you may be asked a lot of questions. Okay, I suggest you look up the videos that we are going to put up on the TestFunda website. It's got a lot of inputs on these areas.
If you say watching cricket, people have been asked what is the width of the bat, what is the diameter of the ball, what is the length of the pitch, what is the height of the stump.
I would have been able to answer one question out of these.
Okay, good for you. The idea is one, to know the answer. Second is how you tackle the questions which you don't know answers to. The best way is to avoid those questions. Homework on where you want to go is very required. Finance pe read up karo. Specifically if you say I want to be an iBanker, so you need to know everything about iBanker. You knew about Lehman Brothers going down, expected. You also need to know about 10 other iBanks in India. What are they doing? What is the turnover? If they are publicly limited, who are the top people? What is their day like? When I asked you the question, what do you think you'll be doing? You need to have an inkling. I'm not saying you don't know exactly every detail. You need to have a view of क्या करने वाला हूँ.
Also, you can expect the question if you are going to say that I want to get into an iBank, what if you don't get into an iBank?
Yeah.
Because out of 200 people who do their MBA, there will be 2 people who get into an iBank. So what about the remaining 198? They also have to do something with their life. So do you have plans? You may want to get into an iBank. Out of 200 people, 150 want to get into an iBank. But what do the remaining 148 do? How many of them have plans? What are my alternates?
Backup plans. Managers need to think of alternative scenarios. Okay, now coming to the positives, I think your confidence was quite there throughout the interview. Eye contact was good. Okay, your clarity in speech is there, voice modulation is there. So in all those areas there is no problem. Okay, I think if you prepare well in terms of background homework, and I guess you will need to do a lot of homework, then you will be able to sail through any interview. It's not too difficult. There is a credibility on your resume. There is credibility in your academics with the scores that you have. Okay, your work experience speaks for it. You just have to build up and bridge it to
Your
what you want.
analytical skills are there. Try and drive your analytical skills inward, towards yourself, self-awareness. Try and read books like Stephen Covey's 7 Habits or books that will tell you what I am, why do I want to do what I want to do. Once you drive those analytical skills inward, then you will say, okay, then you will have much more clarity on who you are and why I want to do what I want to do. Because these are questions which over the course of the whole interview, the interview panel is looking to get. Who are you as a person? What do you want to do? And why do you want to do it?
Anything you want to ask, Vaibhav?
On a scale of 10, if you had to rate, then
No, we are not going to rate you now because it's way too early. You need to prepare for it, and this is not about quantitative inputs. It's about qualitatively improving on a lot of areas. I know as a student, even I would want to be looking at it. Please tell me where am I? I know. Forget it. ये सब areas improve करो. Go into an interview confidently. Don't bother.